Let me just outline, for instance, what this impact people are talking about of the VAT. Let's have data, facts. What are the facts? Common 5 will generate 15.5 billion rand. Okay? What does our data tells us about VAT? Our data says VAT is paid by the 76% is paid by the 3 upper income categories. What does that mean? It means 10.26 of this VAT is going to be paid by the 3 upper income categories. The remainder is going to be paid by what we call the lower income categories, which is 3.24 billion.
The question before the House is that the 2025 fiscal framework and revenue proposals and the report of the Standing Committee on Finance thereon be adopted. Those in favor will say yes, those against will vote no, and those who want to abstain will record their vote as such. Voting will now commence.
Adams RC.
Yes. Yes, Madam.
Apiri MJ. Absent. Bila TJ.
Yes.
Bilankulu NK.
Yes.
Sokopo MM.
Yebo, yes. Honourable members, the outcome of the division is as follows. There were no abstentions, 182 voted against, and 194 voted in favour. Order, honourable members.
I am confident that with the allocation to South African Revenue Services of 7.5 billion over the MTEF period, that they will be able to collect more taxes next year, and that the 0.5% VAT will only be applicable for the current financial year. I'm confident that they are going to raise that money so that we only have the 0.5% VAT for 1 year. So I would like to appeal to all of us to make sure that we work together. We can't just say for the interest of the sake of the country, but then some of us want to be holier than thou. So the strange bedfellows, the Doomsday Coalition, we are going to vote you out. Thank you.
The MK Party does not mince its work. MK Party is led by one of the foremost activists in the fight for human rights and dignity. His Excellency President Gedleyihlekisa Mhlanganyela Zuma. A man who endured 10 years of imprisonment on Robben Island, lived in real exile, and risked his life daily, not for personal gain, but for the freedom of our people. President Zuma represented the true face of sacrifice in the fight for the human rights, unlike those who now occupy high offices, but never truly walk the path of struggle.
We remember Kwezi.
While this senseless dance between the ANC and the DA goes on, African people's humanity is even in a more precarious stage. Chairperson, the fight of human rights in this country has never ended. It continues every day in every courtroom where justice is sold to the highest bidder, in every police station where cases of gender-based violence are ignored, in every parliament session where those who claim to lead the people betray them to political expediency. Omotoso saga is a prime example of how the ANC-DA coalition government and its compromised national process prosecuting authority have failed the victims of gender-based violence. It is a disgrace that in a country where femicide is a pandemic, the NPA cannot successfully prosecute a high-profile case, not because there's no evidence, but because of incompetence. Children as young as 7 years, such as Twete, are raped and no one is ever held accountable.
The concept of social justice speaks to the very lifeline of the Constitution of this Republic. It speaks to the hopes and aspirations of all Kokobetu, whose graves exist today because of their relentless pursuit of a rising sun that shines equally for all South Africans, united in our diversity. It speaks to the core of today's generation of young people's desire to experience this land and its economy as fruitfully theirs. It speaks to the very essence of President Ramaphosa's cabinet and this House's mandate to serve. The real question of today's debate is whether in the last 31 years, the South African government has managed to deliver social justice to its people. My answer is, it tried, but tripped on itself on its way to doing so, so no.